Hello everyone, this is theStC here, back with some more Starcraft 2 BWC Wings of Liberty action. That's right, it is the tournament put on by Blizzard. The grand prize was $100,000 for first place in this tournament, one of the biggest tournaments to be taking place. Now, before you say anything, I know what you're all thinking. You're thinking, Husky, you already cast Stephano versus Hero. What are you doing? Are you high? Are you drunk? Do you need us to call the police? What is going on here? No, I haven't cast these games, but I did get a lot of requests to cast more Stephano versus Hero, or just cast Stephano, or just cast Hero, so I figured I'd go ahead and do both at the exact same time. This is from earlier in the tournament of the pool play stage part of the tournament. Don't worry, I'll get it out eventually. This is from the pool stages earlier in the tournament to decide kind of their place. Decide their placing within the pool, and then before it was to decide who is going to advance from the pool play. And so, no, I haven't cast these, but anytime I can watch two of my favorite players, honestly, I feel like Stephano is my favorite Zerg and Hero is my favorite Protoss right now, just because their playstyles are so awesome, so aggressive, and their playstyles just clash very heavily, because it's not like one's turtling and one's attacking. It's more both are attacking. Stephano has a lot of sick timings that he does utilize in this matchup, and we've seen him crush through so many Protoss. I know it's been a long time. I know it's in a galaxy far away, but when I casted the Red Bull tournament, Stephano just crushed so many Protoss using the exact same build over and over and over again. And that's what I love about him, is he didn't get stuck on that. He's not a patch Zerg. He's not someone who isn't reinventing himself, because since then, he's still been at the top of his game, but he's been doing it in completely different and unique ways, and you'll see him refine builds down to a science. I mean, he's in like, you know, graduate level courses on microing Zerglings, and he's in like undergrad courses on Baneling timings. Like, he knows everything about the game, and he'll also take a specific build and playstyle and kind of make it his playstyle for about a month, and then everyone starts copying him, everyone starts figuring out, and Stephano's like, he's like the evil guy from all those cheesy flicks way back in the day. He's the one grabbing the woman and throwing it down on the train tracks, because he is changing his playstyle so much that it just takes advantage of whoever he's playing against. So that's why I love watching him, and I love watching Hero, because his multitasking is top-notch. You're going to see some Warp Prisms, you're going to see some Blink Stalkers, you're going to see some pretty sick Force Fields. You're going to see all three of those things taking place at the same time in different locations on the map. He is a machine, he is a monster, and I would be terrified to go against him, that's for sure. But either way, such fun characters to watch play, and such good personalities as well. We do have the double gas going to be going down here for Hero. His Nexus is going to be finishing up right about now. Notice how Protoss don't even really rally any probes down there anymore. Once it's done, they just chrono boost it. They eventually will change the rally point from the main Nexus, but that's not really going to be until he has as many probes here as he wants. Now, one thing a lot of pros do, oh, the Zerg's got to slip on through. I think it's only going to be 2 who survive, so it's not going to kill off any probes or anything, I don't think, unless Hero really messes up the micro right here. But either way, 2 Zerglings got to be scouting here for now. Got to be harassing those probes. One of the probes does lose all of his shields there. But anyways, one thing that a lot of the pros do, if you don't know this, is they can quickly check how many workers are. Oh, careful. Careful, don't want to end up losing a single probe to this. They will quickly be able to check how many workers are at an expansion just by doing, basically they do this, where they try and select all the workers except the ones on the gas. And what you'll see is usually they will get about 2 full rows and then 2 probes right here, somewhere around that area. You can see he's actually doing just the 1 probe on the extra line. But either way, you can see about 2 rows full of probes there per mineral patch. A good way to test it, and if you don't want to learn to do that, then just wait for Heart of the Swarm, because the game tells you how many workers you have on the mineral patches. So that's something that's going to be going away relatively soon. The Queen right there trying to intercept the probe, but the probe's a little bit too fast, and God knows Queens are slow. 0.94 movement speed right there. So the third base for Stephano is going to be up and running. Double gas finally going to be going down. We could see a triple gas as well, but keep in mind that Stephano's playstyle a lot of times will involve, you know, you got your Queens, your Spine Crawlers, and all your buildings, but Stephano's playstyle, for the most part, doesn't involve a lot of Queens. He's not a player who's ever relied on more Queens than is basically necessary to inject larvae on all of his hatcheries. So I'm kind of curious to see exactly what the delayed gas style is going to be for. You can see he still doesn't have those 2 drones in gas at all. They're just kind of sitting here empty right now. but that does mean he will have a lot of minerals for another hatchery if he wants it, a lot of minerals for more queens, zerglings, or drones. But again, he doesn't really make that many queens, so I'm not sure exactly what this is for. You can see he is hovering about 400 resources now. Does decide to go ahead and make a lot of zerglings here. This is going to be to basically hold off this attack that's happening right now. 10 lings on the way, but also 3 drones, an additional queen coming out right here. And again, that is going to be queen number 3. You can see he's not rushing towards more queens than that. The zerglings should be able to clean this out. The zealots are all but doomed. The stalker should be able to retreat back home. One single kill on that stalker, and knowing Hero, he will try and tango with these zerglings all the way back home. But I think with more reinforcing ones, it's probably just better just to kind of move it on out of there. And you can see him turning around just to kill off that one zergling. Every single unit counts. I know you're like, Husky, that one zergling doesn't count. Everyone needs to shut up. But it actually does, because Stephano and Hero are some of the best players in the world, and every single unit is going to make a difference. It's going to throw off their build, and Stephano here might be a little bit sloppy with these, end up losing a couple more lings, and down goes one. Not sure if the other ones are going to fall as well, but he doesn't really want to lose these if he can help it, because you got to remember, he has lots of minerals. He's saving these minerals up for something, and losing those zerglings is just going to cut into that kind of mineral cache that he has. So we'll see exactly how he does this. He has a lot of drones, actually, a surprising amount, 56 already. You can see this base getting to almost fully saturated, but this one right here, you can see right around that 2 rows with 2 or 3 drones at that location, and as long as you're somewhere near the 2 rows, you're in pretty good shape. We're going to be having quite a few Phoenix on the way. 3 are hidden, tucked away in the back of the base. The Overlord over here has no idea what's going on, I believe. Yeah, he never... Oh, he did see the Stargate. Something saw the Stargate. Might have been some Zerglings or some Overlords. So maybe he does realize what's on the way. But does he prepare amply for this? Because I can tell you that Zerg players at any level can be extremely frustrated by Phoenix. Because even if they don't kill you outright, and even if you're actually ahead after you deal with them, you just feel a little bit angry at something. You just want to go slap a baby, kick a puppy, because the Phoenix are just such an aggravating unit. They're so quick. Zerg do not have that much anti-air, and does look at the queen right here. Will most likely get taken out. Does decide to go for that instead of the drones, and not sure if he's going to be able to kill it off. The answer is yes, he will be able to. So able to snipe the first queen right there. He's going to have to do a lot more than just kill a single queen to make that work there. The Zerglings trying to delay the expansion as best they can. A couple Overlords could go down here. No, so he's going to be going for the queens first, because Overlords can slowly just float on out of there, and you can easily make more Overlords. You can't as easily make as many queens, because you can only build 1 at a time per hatchery, while Overlords you can build like 20 at a time just from the larva. But he is going to be very wisely focusing some of these down. But remember, Stephano's got some pretty sick timings. He can play the deny game on the 3rd base all day long. There are sentries here, but I don't think Sentry Zealot's going to be enough to hold this up. The army is backed into a corner. The force field's decent, but not good enough. That Zealot got locked out, but it does mean the Sentry should be able to survive here for a little bit. But can he save the Nexus? That's going to be the most important thing here. The Phoenix got to try and find something to kill, because they can only kill air units or kind of pick up the roaches, I suppose. But you do not want to be doing this, as we do have a Void Ray now going to be blasting down this roach ball, but we've seen Stephano do this many, many times. And remember, even with Void Rays in the skies not taking any damage, it's still difficult to actually kill it off. The Immortal right there got to be blasting down, but unfortunately was focusing down some Zerglings there, which is really going to be hurting Hero right now. And the timings for Stephano, this is what they do. They deny your 3rd. They put a lot of pressure onto your natural. They also force you to reveal your tech, which is going to be the additional Void Rays here. The Phoenix, are they really doing anything? Nope. He's kind of waiting until this attack is over to make sure that he's going to be completely safe here. Does pick up one last roach to kill it off, but right now, who ended up being the loser there? It looks like Stephano coming out a little bit behind, but you got to remember that Hero was able, or that Stephano was able to kill off that 3rd base, so Hero was not able to secure that 3rd base, while Stephano himself is taking a 4th. So everything is shaping up to be pretty standard timing for Stephano here. He was probably hoping to do a little bit more damage. Did get a lucky Zergling pick up there. Meant to go for the drones there, so Stephano going to be able to save a drone or 2 because of that. But at the same time, he is going to be losing quite a few drones here. 40 lings on the way. Stephano loves his mid game versus Protoss. Usually what you're going to see is Zerg try and make it into the late game, but Stephano says no, it's playing the deny game, which sounds like a card game or a stupid game show, but it is not a laughing matter if you're a Protoss, because he will deny your 3rd over and over and over again. That's exactly what he's going to try and do here. I don't think one Immortal is enough to say this Hero will be forced to cancel. There it goes once again. And it's one of those things where you're watching it and you are just kind of baffled as to why more Zergs don't do this. We do have a Void Ray right here, though. Needs to kill off the Spore Crawler there. He thought that it killed it off, but it didn't. Now apparently killing off the Creep Tumor as well. He's going to go for the hatchery, but it does look like Force Field's going to be okay. but only denying the, I mean, it's basically delaying his expansion either way. So Stephano's going to be A-okay with this, and oh no, the Zealot kind of moves out of the wrong position there, into the wrong position, and was unable to hold on, which means those Zerglings are loose in the base. There's no cannons here to save these. The Immortal is going to get taken out. Picks up the Immortal to go ahead and save it for now. I think he needs to lower it here, though, to go ahead and start DPSing down those roaches. That's exactly what the Immortal needs to do. The Probe's going to try and save it, and the Immortal is going to survive here. The Graviton Beam actually playing a huge role in this battle, and eventually the Immortal will fall, but not yet, as the Immortal is still alive, getting up to 10 kills now. That Immortal is going to be the MVP for now, but unfortunately for Hero, I don't think he can actually save this Nexus either, and he just doesn't have enough stuff. And you wonder, is Stephano macroing on the back of this? The answer is hell yeah. He's got 2-2 on the way. Pathogen Glands just finished for those Infestors, so they're going to spawn with enough energy to fungal right away, and the Infestor is going to be pretty much good to go. They can rally directly over here. The Observer is just going to see the non-stop stream of units, and it's just one of those things where it's like, how does Stephano do this? He's able to punish this Phoenix style by just winning the game outright. I mean, there's no way the Hero can actually bust down this ramp right now. Even if he does, guess what? He's got no expansion. He's got no pylons. You can see 4 pylons going down. But when you lose that much Nexus, that many Nexi, and that many pylons, then you're kind of all of a sudden in a lot of trouble. I don't see how he can possibly recover from here, especially after those fungals. So that means goodbye, Phoenix. They do manage to kill off one Infestor. No, they don't. That Infestor actually survived. He went for the ride of his life, but those poor Phoenix getting taken out right away. I mean, there's no way that Hero can even secure this expansion. He is, you know, about 50 supply behind. Got to be in a world of hurt trying to lock this down with some gateways. But unless he's got the most overpowered units of all time, I don't think it's going to happen. He does have the Colossus going to be on the way right now. The Immortals are going to be moving out, but this is a lot of Infestors. Hero doesn't really have much of a choice here. I mean, much of a chance either way. Maybe gotta try and kill off that Ling to force the Infestors to do something. But at this point, Stephano can't actually lose. You could give it over to like an easy AI at this point and should be able to take the game because, I mean, yes, he's got Colossus, but I don't think he has extended thermal lance. Nope, there's the GG, goes ahead and leaves the game right away, knowing that there was no chance of him being able to win that. I think the Observer spotted this and was like, well, that's not going to happen. And you may say, well, he should have stayed in it. Not really. These Immortals not going to be doing anything. I don't think there's any roaches in the on the field anymore. You can see he quickly transitioned out of the roaches. So honestly, the Immortals would do nothing unless they engage the Infestors directly, which is just not going to happen. The Immortals' range is too short. But you can see 48 Lings, 16 Infestors. What's on production tab here? 32 more Lings, Hive Tech, Spire. So he would have been at Broodlords within a matter of minutes. And a Hero, I mean, he wouldn't even be prepared for the army that he has now, let alone the follow-up tech there. So Stephano able to take game number 1 in quite a convincing fashion, I must say, as that shows you how good Zerg can be in the mid game, especially if your name is Stephano. That definitely helps out a lot. But you know, normally you see Zerg players wait until the late game to go ahead and attack. But Stephano loves that aggressive style. That's why it can throw a lot of Protoss off, because they're usually feeling relatively safe in their own base on at around the 15 to 20 minute mark. But as you can see, winning by 17 minutes, although really he had won the game by about 15. So let's go on to game number 2, see if Stephano can crush on through once again, or if Hero has what it takes to take the series. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.